Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. This is Bookeemonsters. My name is PK, and this is the morning show where we look at all the new releases that are being set into the wild this week, and we look at them genre by genre each day. So on Mondays, we look at cozy mysteries. On Tuesdays, we look at mysteries and thrillers. Wednesdays, we look at romance. And Thursdays, we look at fantasy and science fiction. Today is Thursday, February 15th, halfway through the month, or a little over since it's less than 30, but more than usual. I hope you had a good day yesterday. Valentine's Day, Ash Wednesday, and today is um, not yet Friday. Quick announcements. Being Thursday, we do have sprints tonight. It is at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern, and they'll go for 2.5 hours. Bring your own book or work on a project, or just close your eyes after a day. It probably will be closer to the 6:05 mark. We've had some white stuff out there, so traffic will be stupid. Just a given. All right, let's jump in. Let me get rid of this banner. Let's work our way this way. A Flame in the North, Blackland's Bane, book number 1, Lily by Lilith St. Crow. And it looks like it's going to be a duology. Norse-inspired epic. All right. The Black Land is a myth. Centuries have passed since the great enemy was slain, yet old fears linger, and in the longest night of the year, people in the south still light ritual bonfires to banish the dark. In her village, this duty falls to Solveig, a girl favored by the gods with powerful fire magic. But when her brother kills a northern lord's son during the ritual, it is Sol who faces punishment by being Weirgild, part hostage, part guest, in the north for a year and a day. As she journeys to her captivity, Sol starts to realize that the Black Land is no myth. So here's the thing. When does the year and the day start? Does it start on your travel there, or once you get there? Because then it's more than a year and a day, because you're not home, you're traveling. Questions. The forest teem with foul beasts. Her travel companions are not what they seem, and their plans for her magic are shrouded in secrecy. With only her loyal shield maiden and her own wits to rely upon, Sol must learn to master her powers and wrest control of her fate. For the Blackland's army stirs, ready to cover the world in darkness, unless Sol can find the courage to stop it. Projections by S.E. Porter. This is apparently her adult fantasy debut. It looks like she's previously a young adult author. Love may last a lifetime, but in this dark historical fantasy, the bitterness of rejection endures for centuries. As a young, if you choose to, you don't have to. Side note. As a young woman seeks vengeance on the obsessed sorcerer who murdered her because he could not have her, her murderer sends projections of himself out into the world to seek out and seduce women who will return the love she denied or suffer mortal consequence. A lush gothic journey across worlds full of strange characters and even stranger magic. Dark? Yeah. The blueprint, but the cover is not blue. By Ray Gianna Rashad. Oh, we might skip this one. I'm just not in the mood for current events. You can check that one out yourself. My channel, I get to choose. It came across as very much activism, and I'm just not, I don't read it. I'm trying to share with everybody what is out there. But you saw the cover. If you want to check it out, go ahead. The Book of Doors. Now that is a very cool cover. The tagline is "This book is worth killing for." This is by Gareth Brown. This is a debut novel. Cassie Andrews works in a New York City bookshop, shelving books, making coffee for customers, and living an unassuming, ordinary life. Until the day one of her favorite customers, a lonely yet charming old man, dies right in front of her. Cassie is devastated. She always loved his stories, and now she has nothing to remember him by. Nothing but the last book he was reading. But this is no ordinary book. It is the Book of Doors, inscribed with drinking game, enigmatic words and mysterious drawings. It promises Cassie that any door is every door. You just need to know how to open them. Then she's approached by a gaunt stranger in a rumpled black suit with a Scottish brogue who calls himself Drummond Fox. He's a librarian who keeps watch over a unique set of rare volumes. Kind of like Invisible Library, huh? The tome now in Cassie's possession is not the only book with great power, but it is the one most coveted by those who collect them. Now Cassie is being hunted by those few who know of the special books. With only her roommate Izzy to confide in, she has to decide if she will help the mysterious and haunted Drummond protect the Book of Doors and the other books in his secret library's care from those who will do evil, because only Drummond knows where the unique library is, and only Cassie's book can get them there. But there are those willing to kill to obtain those secrets, and a dark force in the form of a shadowy, sadistic woman is at the very top of that list. The imposition of unnecessary obstacles, second in the investigations of Massa and Plady series by Malka Older. Investigator Massa and scholar Plady, I apologize if these are not pronounced correctly, reunite to solve a new mystery in the follow-up to the cozy space opera detective mystery, The Mimicking of Known Successes. Massa has returned to Waldegeld on a missing persons case, for which she'll once again need Plady's insight. 17 students and staff members have disappeared from Waldegeld University, yet no one has noticed. The answers to this case may lie on the moon of Io, Massa's home, and the history of Jupiter's original settlements during humanity's exodus from Earth. But Plady's faith in her life's work as a scholar of the past has grown precarious, and this new case threatens to further destabilize her dreams for humanity's future as well as her own. I'm just closing down some tabs here. Gonna open up a new one since we are, whoa, not having a whole lot of options. There's very few options in general with fantasy and science fiction. Well, yeah, I would even, I was going to say, fantasy has had a resurgence, but even then, there's not a huge amount. Did we look at this one? Not sure. We'll check it out here. The Book of Love by Kelly Link. Late one night, Laura, Daniel, and Mo find themselves beneath the fluorescent lights of a high school classroom almost a year after disappearing from their hometown, the small seaside community of Loveson, Massachusetts, having long been presumed dead, which in fact they are. With them in the room is their previously unremarkable high school music teacher who seems to know something about their disappearance and what has brought them back again. Desperate to reclaim their lives, the three agree to the terms of the bargain their music teacher proposes. They will be given a series of magical tasks. While they undertake them, they may return to their families and friends, but they can tell no one where they've been. In the end, there will be winners and there will be losers. But the resurrection has attracted the notice of other supernatural figures, all with their own agendas. As Laura, Daniel, and Mo grapple with the pieces of their lives they left behind, and Laura's sister Susanna attempts to reconcile what she remembers from what she feared with what she fears, these mysterious others begin to arrive, engulfing their community in danger and chaos, and it becomes imperative that the teens solve the mystery of their deaths to avert a looming disaster. That sounds very dark. Called Chaka, maybe? Called Chakra. It's a pretty cover. Kindle Unlimited. Came out in December. The Last Scion. Kindle Unlimited. Came out in January. We will jump up to sci-fi. Right away, I see a name I like. We're going to go into here. And we'll spin the wheel. And it came out in January. January. I'm not even going to jump over there. We're just going to sneak a peek. January. Somebody needs a better calendar. What? We have one? We have one. Ding, ding, ding. And it's Kindle Unlimited. RJ the Astronaut by John Turney. 508 pages. Abandoned but not alone. RJ is an experienced astronaut. He's a veteran of several deep space expeditions into the unknown, so he's ready for anything the universe might throw at him, or so he thinks. When their brand new state-of-the-art starship suddenly begins to fail, RJ is left alone to save the mission from utter failure as the rest of the crew abandons ship. But once they're all gone, RJ finds himself alone with something that wants to know him in ways he's not entirely sure about. Is this entity an alien presence, or is RJ losing his mind, or is there a third option? What happens next will leave him with more questions than answers. It's a girl, RJ. They're a different species. We'll try our luck here. Secondhand Spaceman. Came out a couple weeks ago. All right. Like I say, we fantasy and science fiction, love them. It is hard to get accurate information. So now we go to this page and we do some scanning here. Now some of these are they're listed for new releases this week. Sometimes they are like the paperback from the hardback a year ago. Sometimes they're not good information. That one was a hardback last year. Yeah, anthology. Not real fan of anthologies, but we'll check it out. Because maybe somebody is. But we will check the date. Date is good. Last test. Hardcover. We are good. Okay. I'm okay with this cover except for the eyeball. I don't like that eyeball. This is by Wool Talabi, Convergence Problems. Looks like he's been nominated for several science fiction awards. New collection of stories that investigate the rapidly changing role of technology and belief in our lives as we search for meaning, for knowledge, for justice, constantly converging on our future selves. Example: in an arc of electric skin, a roadside mechanic seeking justice volunteers to undergo a procedure that will increase the electrical conductivity in his skin by orders of magnitude. In Blowout, a woman races against time and a previously undocumented geological phenomenon to save her brother on the surface of Mars. In Ganger, a young woman trapped in a city run by machines must transfer her consciousness into an artificial body and find a way to give her life purpose, etc. There's 16 stories. Again, we are scanning for anything that is sci-fi fantasy that we have not looked at before. Well, that's funny. This one has the wrong cover. Fractured Fables. Double checking the paperback. Yep. By Alex E. Harrow. I am familiar with that name. I believe these are maybe novellas all in one, short stories all in one. In Spindle's, let's see. Follow professional fairy tale fixer Zinnia Gray as she helps women get the endings they deserve. First, Sleeping Beauty in A Spindle Splintered, featuring Arthur Rackman's original illustrations for The Sleeping Beauty, Fractured and Reimagined, and then Snow White's Evil Queen in A Mirror Mended. In A Spindle Splintered, it's Zinnia Gray's 21st birthday. When she was young, an industrial accident left her with a rare condition, and no one who has it has lived past 22. Her best friend is intent on making Zin's last birthday special with a full Sleeping Beauty experience complete with a tower and a spinning wheel. That's Rapunzel. But when Zinnia pricks her finger, Sleeping Beauty, she finds herself cast into another world with another Sleeping Beauty just as desperate to escape her fate. Then, in A Mirror Mended, Zinnia discovers there's more than one person trapped in a story they didn't choose. Snow White's evil queen has found out how her story ends, and she's desperate for a rewrite. Will Zinnia accept the queen's poisonous request for a rewrite and save them both from the hot iron shoes that wait for them? Hot iron shoes? What fairy tales are you reading? Or will she try another path? Gog Magog. Check paperback. Yep. Gog Magog by Jeff Noon and Steve Beard tells the story of an epic journey through the 60-mile-long ghost of a dragon. We travel by boat, a rickety steam launch captained by Katie Mead, a veteran taxi pilot on the river Nisus. In her heyday, she carried people and goods from the thriving seaports of the estuary into Ludwig, the capital city. But that was years ago. Now she's drunk, holed up in a rundown seaside resort, telling her body tales for shots of rum. All that's about to change when two strangers seek her out, asking for transport. One of them, a young girl, is very ill and in great danger. The other, an artificial being of singular character, has secrets hidden inside his crystal skull, and so begins the voyage of the Juniper. The Nisus is unlike any other river. Mysteries unfold with each port of call. Not many can navigate these channels. Not many know of its whirlpools and sandbanks, and of the ravenous creatures that lurk beneath the surface. Katie used to have the necessary knowledge and the powers of spectral navigation, but her glory days are well behind her now. This might well be her final journey. File under fantasy, secret mythologies, etc. Unique. Fantasy, magical realism. Double check the hardcover. Yep, this is a re-release. Hunted, looks like a threesome. We're kind of running out of time, so I'm just going to take a look at covers here. Medea, not necessarily fantasy science fiction, but mythology. Once a Monster, looks like Minotaur retelling. Came out in September. Let's just throw in a September one. Protecting the Gray Wolf. He needs a shirt. Help him. Help him find a shirt. Isn't that the same cover as that one? Hunted by Celia Kyle and Seduced by Celia Kyle. It's the same cover. We saved money. Paranormal, The Blood Contract. We looked at those. We looked at those. Eternal Ones. Fortune's Note. We looked at that one, I think, the other day. We're just doing a final scan here, guys. Sorry. All right. I think we saw all that we can see. We made it. All right. Well, thank you guys. If you are watching now, I appreciate. Oh, sure. There's a commercial. Now there's a commercial. Yeah, it's going. You can see little steam coming off that. All right. If you're watching now, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching it later when I repost this, thank you for watching it then. Be sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit notification bell. You guys kind of know the drill by now. And tonight we do have sprints at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. And the sprints after that will be on Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern, and those will go for 5 hours. So you've got a couple options for getting some good reading or working on a project in, or whatever it is you'd like to do that makes you happy. I hope you have a very good Thursday. Read good books. If you're not enjoying it, it's okay to set it aside. It is not a reflection of you or the author or the book. It's just not the right time for those things to come together. And try something else, because reading is fun. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.